Hey, bitch. It's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel, y'all. Listen, let's go ahead and get into Love and Marriage Huntsville and Ready to Love DC. Child, let's talk about it. Hey, y'all. Hey, what's going on? I see everybody up there in the chat. What's up, KB? What's going on? Hey, Miss B. Hey, Simone. Hey, California cutie. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Listen, this live is coming to you guys pretty early. What's up, Cassie Lee? This live is coming to y'all pretty early because if you guys are not aware, the Ooh Ladies First panel, which has myself, Nipsy Dixon, J Lee's Corner, and Bondi Blue, we will be interviewing Kimmy Scott today of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and that'll take place over there on J Lee's Corner's channel. So y'all make sure that y'all are over there checking in, watching the interview. Make sure you're subscribed to J Lee's channel over there, honey, because we will be interviewing her, and that's going to take place at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? So y'all go ahead and get your stuff in order, because that's where we'll be at. So I wanted to go ahead and get this review out to you guys much earlier versus later, so I can have some, time to myself before we get ready for the interview with Miss Kimmy, okay? So there's that. All right, so let's go ahead and hop right on into some things because the shows were interesting, right? The shows were interesting. I wanted to highlight something because I'm going to start off with Ready to Love. As y'all can see from the images here, we're going to start off with Ready to Love first, and then we'll switch over to Love and Marriage Huntsville. So they were showing like the previews and stuff from like last week as they got into the episode. And for me, I noticed something. I said, I see why Carrie wasn't featuring Miss Tissia, because I felt like Tissia, and I feel like I'm missing this lady name, but I want to call her Tasia so bad, but I know that's not it because it ain't no A in there. It's an I, Tissia. So Miss T, honey, I felt like Carrington wasn't featuring her because I feel like, I see this from the beginning. I saw that Carrington is really great with his words, right? He's, I forgot the word that people call it when a person's really good with their words, but gift of gab. Maybe that's what it is. He has the gift of gab. He's good with how he talks, right? Which means he could be a smooth manipulator. But the way they were having the conversation when they flashed back to those two, she was kind of like calling his card because she wanted to know about his, I believe his past relationships or something like that. And he was just kind of delicate, I guess, with how he rolled out the information. And she was just basically on some, okay, so you was a hoe. You was out here messing around with the girls. What do I have in my notes? I said, now I see why Carrington wasn't feeling Tissia, because she was calling his card, okay? Last episode when he said that he had been out of a relationship for a very long time, she was pretty much pinpointing the fact that he was out here being a hoe. He was out here hoe hopping pretty much. And I feel like he didn't like her based off of that. She really automatically right off the bat saw through his BS. Okay, so that's what I wanted to highlight first. Okay, hey Sam, what's going on? What's up, Yaya? Yes, okay, so I was right. The gift of gab. Thanks, Yaya. I appreciate that. These singles not giving what it's supposed to be given. I don't like it so far. You don't like it? Great, it is a bit messy. I will say this. For some reason, this season comes off a little more ratcheter. Is that a word? Ratcheter, girl. I done made one if it ain't. It seems like it's coming off ratcheter than it has in the past with the other singles, right? I mean, like, of course, they were grown and sexy, but they were on like a little bit of mess. But this one definitely has a completely different dynamic to it, and it's giving me ratchet. Let's see. I see why most of them are single. Ooh, honey, yikes, honey. Let's get into it. So Tissia, everybody is coming out to this happy hour where they're gonna get to know people. Y'all know Tissia already still pissed off about the fact that she was on the chopping block, and she feels like, looking as good as she looked, she thought that all the guys were featuring her and they were feeling her, and it's like, girl, ain't no way I'm at the bottom, only for her to find out that she at the bottom. So she pressed. So as soon as she gets there, she asks them like, okay, what happened last week? Why was y'all mothers about to eliminate me? What is that about? Phil says that I like how Phil talks. Phil may not dress, that makes me think that he's straight and narrow, but the way he talks, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm tripping about Phil. Phil may actually be a good catch. We're gonna see how this play out with Phil. Phil says that he didn't get a chance to talk to her on last week, so he made sure to clear his stuff out of the way. Like, girl, you don't add me in that because I didn't even get a chance to talk to you. Corey says that he did get a chance to talk to her, but the guys kind of rushed into the conversation, so he didn't really get a chance to have more words with her like he would have preferred. And then shortly after that, that's when everybody started to arrive. And nephew Tommy ended up coming in, honey. And when he came in, he talked about how the women this week have the power to decide what men will be leaving the show, pretty much. Okay. So the ladies, they end up getting to mixing and they ended up mingling. Carrie and Carrington are talking. And I felt like when he was talking to her, his voice was not authentic. That's what I put in my notes. I'm like, it's something about the way he talks that made me feel like, nigga, this is still your representative. This is not you. This is not how you talk. I feel like how you talking in front of these cameras and to this lady, it was giving me like he was trying to close a business deal or something, right? Versus how he really is when he with his homeboys or something. It was something about his voice. I was like, this shit seems so unauthentic. I am not a fan of Carrington. Okay. So Carrie, which was funny because Carrie wasn't feeling the way Carrington was asking his questions. She felt like he was asking his questions like it was interview style. But didn't just last week Carrington talked about how he didn't like how somebody else was asking him questions? Didn't he say something like he didn't like how they were going through the questions or something? Girl, look, I'm about to. Do I have my notes here from last week? I don't have it in my face, but I wanted to go back and see. Because I feel like Carrington said the same thing and not just Miss Carrie. Carrington definitely comes across as an asshole. Okay. What's up, Omar? Miss Black Widow comes off very thirsty, like, lady, calm down, calm down. That is so true. And I'm glad you brought that up because I don't know if I'm going to remember it later. But Camille got on my motherfucking nerves, especially for her to be a person that acted as though she had so many men approach her and want to engage with her and be married to her and all this extra stuff. But then you out here acting desperate and thirsty. It was something about it. It's like, girl, I feel like you was lying in your whole, what was the getting to know the cast special, right? I feel like she was on some bullshit. Like, girl, did these men really propose to you? Because of how you play it up like, oh, well, a lot of guys be trying to be on me or whatever like that. But, I get them just enough and then I lead them. And I'm like, girl, that's not how this looking right now, ma'am. That's not how this looking. Not at all. Carrington was giving big wrong. Wasn't he? Didn't he? And I said, that is so funny because I feel like I got it wrong when I felt like it was going to be Frank because something about Frank energy made me think that he would be a run. But it was totally Carrington. Totally Carrington. Totally him. Let's be honest. They seem like all they are trying to do is knock some boots. True. Highly true. Just play the games. And it seems like they really trying to stay on the show. Okay. They're trying to get their little bit of 5 minutes of fame. Okay. And in addition, if they are able to knock a few boots while they at it, they gonna do it. Sad. Tissy are really beautiful, but she comes off like she's checking them. Her approach could probably be an issue. I've never watched this show, only the reviews. Really, Danielle, you should just watch one. Just watch. I want to say watch this past week, but I mean, you may like it, or you could just watch it this weekend. Just check out just one episode. And actually, you may be able to find it on YouTube on their own channel. You may be able to just watch it over there, at least one of them. These people, not in heat, honey. In heat, a lot of them want lust and not love. Girl, I feel like they did not a great job this year with how they went about choosing their singles, right? It seems like each year, I feel like maybe the first year was probably the most genuine year that we saw. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. I feel like the first, and maybe it seemed more genuine because it was like we had nothing to compare it to. It was the very first season. But I feel like they was the most genuine. But this other shit, girl, these people seem like they just trying to be here for for clout purposes, attention purposes, to say I was a part of this show. And some people be on the show for one season, but be trying to use that one season to carry their whole life into the entertainment industry. Girl, let me keep going. Anyway, Camille right out the gate, she couldn't hold it in. She asked Walter his credit score. I was like, dang, I also feel like these singles don't know how to talk on the first date. Is that a question that you ask on the first date? I've never asked nobody that on the first date, what's your credit score? Okay. Because, I guess your credit score can kind of tell if you are not good with money. But then I feel like not necessarily. You could be good with money, but let's say you may have like a hospital bill on your shit. You know what I'm saying? That, probably dragged your credit score down. Like, I mean, maybe they could have asked some different type of financial questions or something. But I will say this. I like the credit score question more than I like what's your favorite sex position type questions, or where did you have sex at that was more where you were more likely to get caught, or whatever. What's the strangest place you had sex or whatever. Like I'll take the financial questions over all of that. Okay, but let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so Courtney and Cornelius appear to put a lot of their eggs in each other's baskets. I will say that. Now, although Cornelius may be having some type of eye towards Camille, I think he's more interested in Courtney. And I think Courtney is more interested in him solely because I haven't seen her connect with nobody else. I think all of her eggs are in Cornelius's basket. Okay, so there's that. He says that his love language is gifts. Y'all don't be mad at me, but I'm confused on this whole love language talk. I'm like, when he said gifts, is he saying that's how he prefers to be loved, or is that how he loved? Because I thought he was saying that's how he loves, by giving gifts. Whereas when Courtney got in the confessional, she says, now in person, she said, my love language is physical touch. So I'm like, okay, is that what she's saying? She likes to give to others? Because when she got in the confessional, she says she needs him to change his love language because she wants to feel up and touch up on him. And I'm like, change his love language, but it sounds like his love language is to give gifts to the person that he loves. So is he trying to say that he's trying to receive gifts? And if he is, that is awkward, because I've never heard that either coming from a man. Let me see what y'all are saying. Okay, sex questions are for two people to ask, not a group setting. If you're going to be that nosy, I agree with that, California cutie. I also feel like, and that question comes after, you know what I'm saying, maybe like a few dates of getting to know this person, you know, then you probably want to ask that question. But, you know, everybody does move different. Okay. Loving the braids, the look. Thank you so much, Shell. I appreciate that. OMG, I was so tired of this love language thing. They not using it correctly. Okay, great. Okay, so it's not just me. I wasn't the only person confused about that. Thank you. Because I was like, what the, this is not adding up. That don't sound right. And it was a whole bunch of love language talk, which makes me wonder, did they give them some type of love language survey before they went into this? And I don't know, did they give them a lot of love language conversation before or survey before they went into this and told them, okay, your objective for this scene is to find out this person's love language and It just didn't add up, right? It didn't make no damn sense. That's what I thought too. They show love through that. Okay, great. So that means that Courtney misunderstood it and not me. Love language refers to how you express yourself. Exactly. So then Courtney don't know what she's talking about then. Because when he told her gifts, I would have been like, oh, you like to give me gifts? Okay, that's cool. That's cute. But she was like, she need him to change it because she wants to touch up on him. And I'm like, Courtney, that could be why you're single. Okay, that could be why you're single. And it's very interesting, Courtney, Miss Leo girl, Mr. Leo sis. Okay, I feel you on some things I don't. All this humping and bumping that you like to do because you're a sexual person, that's probably why you're single, and then your man wants you to go back to the woman that you was, but you're not, because life has changed for you, but you ain't changed the humping and bumping about you. I don't know. Like being someone's number one last season. Oh, yeah. So you're saying that them using the term love language all the time is kind of connected to somebody wanting to be the number one from last season? It can refer to how you give and receive love. Okay, so it can refer to both. I feel like he was saying it in terms of how he gives love versus how he receives it. And I feel like that should be how it should be worded instead of saying, what's your love language? Because the other person may have a misunderstanding of that, right? Of what love language is. So I think they should just ask it just how you said it beautifully, T. You know, how do you prefer to give and receive love? Just be like that. Like, why we got to use these cold languages and stuff, girl? No, ma'am. Your love. Oh, no, I think I read that one. Let me go up. Your love language is how you receive love. Okay, now see, y'all, other people saying it's like, see, we all confused, girl. Because other people saying it's something different. They're saying that it's how you give it, not how you receive it. Then somebody saying this how you give and how you receive. Girl, that's why the folks over there on TV is confused. Because we all confused. Yeah, it feels like it feels like they told them make sure you use love language in your conversation. Okay. Yes. All right. LOL, I thought he was talking about GIFs. Good night. Good night. Okay. Courtney is very much the extravagant Leo. Girl, I thought Cornelius said that he was waiting until marriage to have SEX, and that's why Courtney was a little mad. Was she a little mad? She was a little flustered. She was a little flustered, girl. It's both people. Well, it's both. People tend to show love a way they prefer to receive it. Okay. You may have gotten it right there, Conklin. I hope I said it right. You know how folks learn a new word and be using it all wrong, loud and wrong, okay? It's how you receive love. Your love language could be spending time and gifts. Well, listen. If it is that, even though I kind of like the other explanation better from S. Conklin, if it is solely about how you receive love, then that's interesting for that to be Cornelius' love language. That's because I ain't never heard no like that before. I like from a man saying he like to receive gifts. Okay, y'all sure Cornelius on the right show? Is he on the right show? Because I don't know about it. Definition of love language is how you receive. So it's about how you receive. I refuse to believe this man sits up here and likes to get these gifts. When you talk about your love language, you're talking about how you personally receive it. Courtney says she is not waiting. Clearly, they should have given them the language book. Girl, they need to give it to me, shit, because mail it to me, girl, because I'm confused. So, all right. So let's go ahead and move on. Sabrina. Right. So Sabrina and Corey says that he was watching Sabrina in her dress and says he would enjoy that. And says that he wants to go somewhere and make a better connection with her. Corey, get your ass off this show. Corey, get off this show, baby. This is not the show for you. Okay. I don't know what show will be the best one for you, but this one here is not it. All right. You ready to play games, but you're not ready to love, dear. Okay, get Corey. You don't make no girl. I wish and Sabrina, you're better than me, and it's probably because you were on set and you had to film. But talking about you was watching me in that dress, and says that you would enjoy that. When I can't. Girl, I would have got up off the table at that point, baby. I don't want to. I'm not interested, sir. Don't worry about it, sir. I'm not interested. Talking about something I would enjoy that. Guys, do you see a lag or anything as you're watching this? Let me know if there's a lag in the live. Let me know if you're seeing like a lag or anything. It could just be my internet over here. Hopefully you're not seeing the lag. But anyway, yeah, I would have got up off the table, but she continued to engage with him for the most part. Right? What they fail to realize is that your love language is also how you express your love as well. So it's about balance. So it's both, as Miss SC said earlier, because I'm tired of messing this name up. I do apologize. I like Sabrina. She was not with Corey's BS. She wasn't at all. Sabrina wants him to be okay with the environment. So basically he wants to go somewhere off to the side and have a conversation with this woman so they can build a better connection. And I'm like, well, what the hell do you think y'all are doing now? Okay. And she wants him to be able to use the environment that he has. And Corey says, because he feels like it's a Q&A. And I'm like, Corey, what do you think it's going to be if y'all move to the next location? It's still going to be a Q&A because this woman wants to get to know you. See, Corey strikes me as a person that doesn't listen, wants to have things his way, and great at manipulating. Like, I don't like that. And I also feel like he wanted to pull her away because there was so many eyes on them, possibly. That's weird. That would, girl. Anyway, Sabrina thinks he's playing a game and that he isn't clear. All right. He says that he was just trying to see if he could make her laugh. And I'm like, how are you trying to see if you could make her laugh? Because if she would have walked over there with you, would that have been a joke? No, it would not have. So what are you talking about? What are you saying? Okay. He says that she wasn't feeling him. And because she wasn't, I guess, feeling him, he was ready to go home. And I said, oh, okay, basically you can't accept rejection. Okay, got it. That's fine, Corey. That's fine. Corey acts like a creepy high school boy. Why does he always want to get someone alone? That's what I don't understand. I don't get that. How are you that much in heat at the age that you're at? You look like you in 40. You 40. You somewhere up in that age, sir. You're grown enough. Cut it out. Okay. Sabrina wants her some Walter. I like them together. She definitely wants her some Walter. And I like them too. But I feel like when I think about it, I don't know. I would like to see how it works. But when I heard Walter talking at the table, I'm like, I don't know if Walter going to be able to really handle him some Sabrina. I'm wondering if Walter is as mature as we think that he is. I don't know. But, you know, different people bring out different things in a person. So we'll see. I'm sorry, but you can tell Corey grew up with the nerdy cornball and got older, hit the gym and got muscles and started feeling himself. He might have gained weight, but definitely not game, for sure. Definitely no game, child. Creepy Corey is what they call him, okay? And Corey wants to hunch, honey. Come on for the word hunch, honey. So basically, we just need to clarify when we're using the love language terms. Basically. Definitely acts like he's going through puberty, right? I don't understand it. Corey only has first dates. He might be a virgin, child. Ain't no telling. I don't know. He might be. Come on for the red flags. Corey feels superior to women and thinks he knows how to manipulate them into feeling him. Agreed, child. We gonna see. We gonna see because Corey ended up helping out Miss Mewman. All right, y'all know when her tire ended up being flat, but shout out to him. I will give him that for being like the only guy to really go over and help her after the happy hour when she got a flat tire. So he went over there and did that, but then he turned around and asked her for a date and she agreed, right? I wonder if she felt obligated to give him a date because he did that for her, right? And that could be the case. That could be the case. She probably was like, well, he did change my tire. I feel like a lot of ladies get in that space. Well, he did do this for me, so I might as well. You know what I'm saying? But she went. It was what it was. I said Corey he has a corny type of funny. Like he's kind of funny, but not really because it's corny at the same time. He goes on the date, I believe. Let me see what else I have. Yeah, so they go on a date. He ends up going on a date with her. They're going to some woods or whatever. Let me just keep going. So first of all, no, it's in my head. Let me say it. So I'm wondering, are all of these people from DC or in DC? Because I'm wondering if this was actually filmed in Atlanta for some reason. That crossed my mind when they were in the woods and I was thinking about a mountain around here where I'm at. And I'm like, girl, this mountain look like it's out here in Georgia, girl. It could be up there in the DC area somewhere. I don't know. Okay, so it's filmed in the DMV area. So that's pretty much all Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C., all up in there. I guess, honey. And then when Zadia said, yeah, it's this thing that we say, you know, we're from Atlanta and we always say X. I'm like, girl, so what's this filmed in Atlanta or was it filmed up there? But anyway, it's no point. I just brought it up because it was in my head. But anyway, they go out on this date or whatever. And when Corey started putting the blanket on the tree, Miss Girl said, what's gonna go down over here? I'm hollering. Okay. He said, well, you got your little outfit on. I don't want to miss your outfit though. So I want to, you know, lay down a little blanket or whatever. I'm like, girl, what you thought was gonna happen? Okay. So they get up there, they talk, they chit chat or whatever. And then he ends up wanting to role play and get behind her like they're on a horse. And then he wanted to get up. She was like, no, like you can stay here. Like I like to role play. Let's, you know, I love acting. So let's act like we're on a horse or whatever. It was a very awkward date that I ain't really got anything else to say about. It was just an awkward date. Okay. And then he get behind her doing all this confident stuff, trying to fill up on her butt. Like, I don't understand. Corey is obsessed with excelling at someone, which means he low-key insecure. That date was whack. While he was talking about, he was saying that he was in his element. The date was whack. He claims that he excels in dating, but that date was boring. It was very boring. It was very awkward too. I'm not going into the woods with a guy I do not know for nothing. And that's very true. Like in real normal circumstances, no. I'm not finna go, girl. And then, you know what's funny? I was looking at this date like, yo, bro, this is so not realistic. I don't know not one black woman that's gonna go to the woods and just sit in the damn woods and just have a date. Like, now we may sit in the park, but we're not finna sit in the damn woods. I'm like, y'all could have just pulled a pallet out right where y'all were and had a little picnic right there. Y'all had to go into the woods. I said, ain't no way I'm finna go up into the woods and be sitting up there just getting my ass ate up about mosquitoes and stuff. Child, I don't even be want to do that out here in the unwooded area. Why would I want to go to the woods and do that? Like, that was just so not romantic or anything. It was filmed in the DC area. They went to some nice spots in DC this episode. Okay, that's what it was. So it is DC. The date was awkward as hell, and I hate that she let him off the hook grinding on her. He's going to come up on the wrong woman. Exactly. And I didn't understand that. I feel like she was having the vibe of, well, I don't want to be mean. I feel like she's probably still holding on to the fact that he changed her tire. And she probably didn't want to be rude or whatever. So it's like, you know, I go on this date, and when he goes too far, like, I don't want to embarrass him. I don't want to feel rude. Girl, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Tell him to get his ass up off you, because any of them other ladies up there on that show, they would have said, what the hell you think you're doing? I never told you that was okay for you to do. Why would you feel comfortable enough to come up behind me like that? Mulman, girl, you need to get your little backbone when it comes to these people now. Isn't she the one who is saving herself for a marriage? Mulman, I do not know. She might be. I think she is the one, because I think I said it would be interesting to see if she and Cornelius would match, because I thought both of them were saving themselves for marriage. Girl, I can't. Corey gonna have to go by the 3rd or 4th episode, y'all, for sure. Right, anything to stay on the show, he gonna have to go though. To straddle a log, no ma'am, okay? Like, not hiking at all, okay? I don't know if they was on a hiking trail or not. I would want to assume so if they found a path to get to the log, but at the same time, like, I'll hike, but I'm not gonna just go sit in no damn woods. Like, that's just, it don't add up for me. My thing is, DC is very small, how they don't know each other. Ooh. How they don't know each other. Well, Court and Carrington knew each other for about 5 years. Yeah, that's what she said. They knew each other for a little while. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some others know each other, because had she not said that, we wouldn't have known. And I don't know if they've edited out anything about other people that may be familiar with each other. IDK. He should have left the first night with what's that? Tails. What's that? Tails shenanigans he had going on. Miss B said, DC is not small, honey. That's kind of how I feel about Atlanta. I feel like Atlanta is small, but at the same time, it's not. It's really not small at all. So there's chances are you'll come across quite a few people that don't know each other, but they may know some other folks, right, that they're familiar with. But yeah, so let's keep going. Camille, Walter, Cornelius, and Courtney all go on a date. They want to sit down, chit chat. Camille invited them on a date so she could watch Cornelius and shut down the connection between him and Courtney. I said, girl, and what part of you was having men and getting engaged to you, and you was leaving them out hanging dry and whatever? No, ma'am. She's a mess. Camille is a wholehearted mess. Courtney and Camille have something in common, which is church. Okay, they say they got church in common. I believe Camille's dad was her granddad was like a preacher or something, whereas Courtney's dad was a preacher or whatever. So they have some type of connection there. Courtney asked, how important is sex in a relationship? Walter says, it's very important. It's very important. And I said, okay, Walter. So that explains how your wife passed almost 20 years ago and you have yet to be in an actual successful relationship or even get married or anything like that. What's going on with you? It strikes me that with Walter is, I feel like Walter could potentially be emotionally unavailable, but enjoys fucking on people. What are y'all thoughts about that? Let me know y'all thoughts, because something is off about Walter, and I really I'm hoping they get to the root of it. Y'all know how him and Sabrina opened up about, like, you know, some of her life. I'm hoping she gets to a place with him where she can dive deeper into what was taking place with him since he got on this show and since his wife has passed away. Because all he just said was he came close to being engaged or whatever, and then he skipped out on the plug, and he was glad that he did. And I'm like, okay, there's something else going on with him, but okay. Camille asked, well, let me add to the question, like, how important is sex before marriage? And Walter is like, girl, it's still very important, because here's the thing. If I want it, I want to get it when I want to get it, period. And y'all know what's funny? When Walter was saying all of this, all I kept thinking about was the shit he put his former wife, everything he put her through, because he was out here being a whole thotting and bopping. Remember he said that? in so many words that he was out here messing around on his wife, and she kind of like finally put her foot down, like, you need to take me serious. Either you gonna marry me or what? And he ended up marrying her, only for her, unfortunately, to pass away at a later time, which is terrible. But he was a hoe then, and then you got this far in your life, and you still a hoe? You ain't slowed down yet. Okay. All right. How Walter was so adamant about sex and saying you have to give it to him if he wants it. Boy vibes. Gotcha. Oh, hold on. Walter is on the cusp of old man. He is trying to fit in a place that he shouldn't be in. Ooh. Is that what it is? Ooh. Level 5 clinger. She is, though. Y'all talking about Camille. Walter has the sad backstory, but we haven't heard much about him recently because we don't know what's going on or what's really taking place in his life. He gets people on that sympathy from all the way back when his wife passed away. And I understand that. Okay, that's a part of your story. Tell it. But okay, as we go beyond that, sir, what else was going on? How did you show up in your other relationships? Okay, and if you notice, he was quick to talk about how he came close to being engaged or whatever, but he let that person go, and thank God he dodged the bullet. So by saying that, you're saying that the woman was the problem. And I'm like, is that the case for all of them? Were the women the problem in all of the situations? Because at some point, I'm sure you were the problem. So what's like, tell us what's really going on. People know Carrington because he is for the streets. I believe everything about that. Everything, of course. I'm wondering if Camille is a production plant. She's too thirsty off the bat. It could be that she's a production plant, like I feel that Corey is, but I definitely think she's doing just enough to maintain and stay on this damn show. Unfortunately, Camille is doing too much. She gonna scare that man all the way off. Yep, she is. I think she gonna last longer than Corey, but we'll see. Just never know. What else did I want to say? Courtney likes sex. Okay, that's what we learned. Miss Courtney likes her some sex, and she prefers to get it before marriage. Now, I'm not tripping off of Corey. Not Corey, but Courtney wanting to get into in the bed before marriage. I'm not faulting her on that. Okay, because she needs to know if the sex is good. Because if it's not, she can't be with you. And I said, that's right, Leo sis. I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry. If it's trash, we must have passed. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. So I was feeling her on that, like, girl, we got to do a little hunching or something before we, go down this aisle. I need to see what I'm working with. Because I'm probably going to cheat on you then, girl. What is we doing this for? So I didn't fault her on that part. But I think that she likes to hump and bump a whole lot more than maybe what she needs to. Camille teaches drama. She acted. Oh, okay. So she teaches drama class. Walter and Courtney need to go on a date. They matched better, probably so. They both seem to like the same things. You right, beautifully T. You are right. Maybe he should consider her. Some part of me feel like they got a lot of similar things, but I wonder if Walt can really handle her because he's an older guy. She's younger. And I feel like because of the past relationships he's been in, he's probably a guy that's really stuck in his damn ways. And she's going to have to like change to fit into his world versus vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Versus him changing to fit into her world. And because she's so strong-minded, being the Leo sister she is, I don't know if she'll just, go along with that. But I would like to see them go on a date to see how they interact and how this gonna work out. Camille is authentically thirsty. She is not a plant. Not authentically thirsty. Authentically. Girl, you are authentically thirsty. Period. Corey is definitely a production plant. Corey has to go. He's problematic. He's not going to like this. I know he's going to watch it. He's just like Joel, wants sympathy to reel you in, and then he'll show his real character. Speaking of Walter, ooh, girl, didn't that happen with Joel when he talked about his wife passing away many years ago, and then people started rumoring about how they weren't really together, or they was going through their issues and stuff. When she had her cancer or whatnot and passed, like, child, sad. At least he admitted to the date of when his wife passed and didn't do like Joel and have people believing she just passed. Girl, didn't he do that? And that's when the tea really came out because he was out here lying. He was out here lying to the people. I feel like Walter is the savior type dude. He wants to save the person in need, and after they're fixed, then he gets bored and leave. Possibly Possibly throws it up in their face too of, oh, I did this for you, I did that for you, and whoop de whoop and la la, all this other stuff. Probably so. I don't think Camille is an industry plant. I think she's just too jealous and overprotective of what she thinks is hers. She claimed that Cornelius is her boyfriend, right? Tay Tay, am I saying that right? Tay? Is it Tay Tay? Tata? Yeah, I mean, you know, I think she's definitely jealous and overprotective. My main issue with her is the fact that it doesn't speak to how she was presenting herself when she first got on the show, making it seem like all the guys want her, they come after her and stuff. She's gotten them to a point where they want to get engaged to her or whatever, or she's accepted the ring, and then she just drops them and let them go about their business, right? So it's not making sense because she's coming up on him more than he could come up on her. She's not even giving him time. So, girl, is she crazy? That's what it strikes me as. She crazy, girl. In the moment that he starts showing his true colors and affection for Miss Courtney, she's going to be showing her ass, okay? Because she painted this picture of what she thought it was going to be like with her and him in her own head, okay? Anyway, so Camille wants a period of no sex. Walter said, no, ma'am. Walter like, no, girl, if I want it, it's my cootie twat and I want it now. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, Walter, it's really not yours, okay? Camille calls Walter and Courtney a freak. So she said something like that in her confessional, and I was hollering because I thought it was funny. Courtney says that she's a sexual person, but she asked if she rubs onto Cornelius's leg, like, would that be an issue? He was like, oh, no, you can do that. Yeah, you can rub on that right there. You can do that. And then Miss, what's her name? Camille said, but no, she can't. No, she can't do that. She tried to hide it behind the lab, but we all know she was serious. Like, don't you touch my motherfucking man. I'm like, okay then, girl. All right. Meanwhile, Walter up there feeling weird as fuck because he knows that he's not the desired person at the table. The desired person at the table is going to be Cornelius. I thought that was so funny. He was like, child, let me just eat on this shrimp. Oh, too funny. Okay, so let's get to Zadia and Tyrone. Y'all, I'm not a fan of Tyrone. I'm not a fan of Tyrone at all. The fact that Tyrone could sit up there and talk about his mama the way he was talking about her, I said, oh, baby, I don't trust this, sir. I don't trust that. I don't even think he grew up with his dad, but you want to sit up here and talk about your mama and call her out for thotting and bopping or doing whatever it is she doing. I don't like that. And I feel like because of that, and maybe mama was wrong, but I also feel like because of that, he shaped his, I feel like the way he views his mom is a way he's going to put that off on all women, even though he said he went to therapy for it, you know what I'm saying? And because he has PTSD, and so we'll see how that's going to play out. Let me see. Hey guys, please be sure if you're watching this video, you're enjoying this video, you're not subscribed to the channel, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I am 30 subscribers away from hitting 15K. So if you guys could please like, comment, subscribe, okay, share the video, that would be great. Okay, so please help me, all right, with the 30 people that I'm missing, all right, to hit 15K. All right, so let's go ahead and get into Zadia. So Zadia goes, she meets with Tyrone. Tyrone looking at that body. Tyrone feeling like, okay, girl, look good, but let me just maintain my composure, okay, because I don't want to come off like Corey. Hello? So they end up having the date, sit down, get to know each other and stuff. I hate it, and this has nothing to really do with their interaction. It's more so an error on production's part. I hated that when she's talking, her audio was fucked up. And that made me cringe so much. And I'm like, what happened? Why her audio got to be fucked up? Why I got to hear all the air and everything else going on in the background? Why? Why is that the case? Okay. But all in all, that was really it. Tyrone opened up about how he has PTSD. Kind of like, what was his name last season? Edwin? Was it Edwin that ended up having the PTSD? And I guess, I don't know if Edwin went to therapy for it, though. I think he was trying to like work on it on his own, or he's continuing to work on it. Whereas this guy said that he's already going through therapy. So I feel like it probably wouldn't be bad if Tyrone and her are a match, because with her being in that health arena as far as working out and stuff and getting your mind right, she probably could help him with that. But not everybody is going to have the capacity to want to help you with your mental issues. But she seemed to be fine with it, and she's continuing to be open to wanting to get to know him. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. We'll see. I may not like Tyrone now based on what he said about his mom, but we'll see how he's going to continue to flow throughout the show, because quite a few ladies like him. But Tyrone also is I think, somewhat of a blunt person. But I don't know, because it seemed like at the same time he really didn't want to hurt Miss Carrie's feelings when we get to that towards the later on in the review. Seemed like he didn't really want to hurt her feelings, but Girl, he could have did better with delivering the information that he delivered to her, but we'll get to that. So we're done with them. Let's talk about Carrington and Aisha. First note about Carrington, he's fake. I already told y'all I do not like the way he talks. I feel like it's not authentic at all. I don't trust Carrington. He fake, okay? So he says that he enjoys a certain polish of a woman, but I'm looking, and y'all, let me know in the comments. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Miss Aisha, but when I hear I like a certain type of polished woman, and the man that always shows up wearing suits and he puts on this type of accent or this type of voice that he puts on, it makes me feel like, unfortunately, Aisha, you're not that woman he's referring to, right? Based on your style of dress, your blonde hair, the tattoos that you have showing, no, right? He wants a different type of you see how he walks around in his suit and tie? He wants his, I'm gonna say a Michelle Obama. That's what he's looking for, right? A more so overly sophisticated woman. So for him to say he likes a certain type of polish of a woman, I'm like, I don't see that. And when you look at Carrington, like, let's be honest, when you look at Carrington, how he dresses, how he carries himself, when you see the aesthetic on him, you already know the type of woman that he likes based on the aesthetic. When you see that aesthetic, it's typically a certain other aesthetic that a guy will go with. Now he'll cheat on his wife with a woman like Aisha because behind the scenes, that's what he really wants. But when it comes to presentation and him presenting himself professionally to others, right? She wouldn't be the person that he would want to walk along beside him unless he tries to change everything about her. So yeah, that's that. Carrington opens up and says that he's only had a situationship in the past. So he hasn't really had a relationship because he's been a situationship. So he never was able to cheat on nobody because he was in a situationship. I wrote fake in all caps. I was like, he is fake. That's all I see about him. From the crown of his head to the sole of his feet. Fake as hell. Okay. He says that he hasn't cheated because he hasn't had a girlfriend. I said, so basically you a hoe. And you admitting it, okay? You ain't afraid to say that you did this shit. That's what that is. He says you can't cheat on somebody when you're in a relationship. No, you can't cheat on someone when you're not in a relationship. But what you can do is play fucking games, okay? You can play games and you can mind fuck a person when you're not, okay? Knowing that these women may want to be in a relationship with you, you kind of, slick mind fuck. You still treat them as though they're in a relationship with you, but you don't give them that title. So when they start to call you on your bullshit, you could hit them with, oh, but we ain't even my girlfriend. We ain't even in a relationship. So I already told you what it was to begin with. So, I don't really know why you're tripping. Well, if that's the case, then stop hitting her up, wanting her to come over. Stop going out on, dates with her, spending extra time. Stop giving her more to make her think that you guys can eventually get to a place of a relationship when you know that's not what you want. But also at the same time, ladies, be clear about your standards. Be clear about what it is that you want. Don't ever let a nigga allow you, or a man, whatever y'all call them. Don't ever let a person allow you to put you in a position that you know that you don't want to be in. You need to be clear going into it and stand on that. Because when you stand on that, those men are going to fizzle out anyway. Or those people, whatever you're interested in, whoever you're interested in, they're going to fizzle out anyway. Because your standard is not going to meet their standard of what they want at the time. So allow your standards to speak for themselves, and you ain't got to go through all this shit. Okay, but anyway, let me go ahead and see what y'all saying. Let me see. Well, let me wrap this up, then I'm gonna see what y'all saying. Aisha tells Carrington about her past relationship. Y'all know she was married, and once she was married, they ended up getting a divorce. I think she had kids with him. For some reason, I was starting to think like, Aisha, you're not over this marriage. I don't think you're over this marriage. But then as we continue to hear her talking, she said that she did go to therapy and stuff, and she's in a much better place now. I know she was crying for her children, but some part of me felt like she was crying because their relationship came to an end and it wasn't what she thought it was going to be. So, yeah, that's kind of what I was hearing. But if y'all, I also wanted to highlight this, y'all. When I listen to her voice, like if you listen to Aisha's voice and you're not looking at the screen, for anybody that's watched Basketball Wives, she sounds just like Sunday. Sunday from Basketball Wives. She sounds just like this lady. I was like, damn, she sounded like Sunday. How did that happen? Okay, production failed with most of this cast. How did they slip through the cracks? Especially Carrington and Corey. It's evident. Girl, listen. They was looking for what was going to bring them ratings. Because, over there on you got Love and Marriage Huntsville, you got Ready to Love. They like Nick and Nick, baby, for number one. So they was just trying to get them ratings. Producers did a good job with finding fools, but they didn't do a good job with finding love, right? I want to see people actually be able to get married. I think the only people that's going to get married from any of these seasons is Mario and Reba. And y'all remember there was a messy season. I think that was like first or second season, honey. Was it first season? I think it was first season, honey. Okay, and that was a good, authentic season. And Mario went on to be with Miss Reba, honey. I think they done got engaged and everything, girl. And he was over there messing with Kandi. Okay, messing with Tanya and messing with Reba behind the scenes, girl. Whew, I need a mess. But that's what they had going on. But I think they're actually going to get engaged. There was another couple that ended up getting engaged, but shortly after that, they separated, right? They got engaged off the show. I think they both were eliminated from the show, stayed in contact, got engaged, and then shortly after that, they're no longer engaged. So I think the only successful couple is the trifling ones, okay? Reba and Mario, okay? They was a bit trifling, girl, with how they went about their love. But yeah, they about to get married at some point, child. So good luck. All right. I'm sure if Carrington actually likes women or likes the idea of being with the one. Oh, I'm not sure if Carrington actually likes women. Or likes the idea of being with a woman. He approaches women with a subtle hostility. Where's the sexual attention? Flirting, okay? I'm just saying. Ooh, and there's that on that. There's that on that. Let me go up. Let me go up. Okay, I think Carrington liked her body. He gives me Kappa Howard University vibes. Ooh, and that could be it. You know, he could have liked her body, but I also felt like he didn't like anything. I just felt like he was just, you know, hyping her up like a lot of these men do. You know, making it seem like they're really interested or you got it going on or whatever, girl, when they not. But they ain't finna be rude, especially with the cameras being here. Carrington seems fake. He don't seem like he really talk like that. He seems like he has a couple good suits to trick women into thinking he has it together when he's really a bomb. I can believe that because I believe that, you know, that could be possible. That could be highly possible. A well-dressed man in a suit is always great. The problem is these bad body mofos don't get suits that fit. Ooh, help me. Help me. Exactly, because I know they probably thought they were in a relationship and acting like a girlfriend to him. He wanted all the perks, but not the title. He didn't. And, yep, because he's a club promoter. Right, but he ain't but he is, okay? And he is a club promoter, though. Hello? He's a club promoter. And, you know, I told y'all they got to have a certain image when they at the club. And I think they kind of touched on that on this show. I don't know who said it, but somebody said it. I think it was Tanya. They talked about how, you know, promoters are or being in the nightlife and what that looks like. They got to appear single. It's a different type of flirting that comes on. So, girl, it's a mess. Carrington is Kris reincarnated from Married at First Sight. Carrington was so surprised he was going home and help him. Sweet baby Jesus. Girl, he was a fool. Girl, he irritated me. He irritated me. It was slick giving, what was the lady name? Naya. That wanted to say they were getting eliminated before somebody else could say it. I'm like, baby, just let her tell you. You ain't gotta let her tell you what's gonna go down. You trying to beat her to the punch. So let's move on. Date night. Okay, Tisia, Dante, Zadia, Naomi, and Shiloh. They all link up. Shiloh says that she can take her person to the next level of intimacy because that's what she does. She's an intimacy coach. So she can take her person to the next level. And I said, go ahead, girl, do what you do, honey. Okay. It was interesting to see that they was talking about sex already. And I said, Zadia, is that all you feel that you can offer is body? Is that all that you feel that you can offer? Is that? Because when you came to go and meet with Tyrone, you came in your tightest type of fitness outfit. Why you just couldn't come in like a loose fitted dress or something? What's that? Okay. And then you hop straight into the conversation about sex. Like, okay, girl, that's probably why you're single. Zadia, yeah, I told you she hopped into the sex talk. Tasia is not comfortable, okay, with speaking on the sex with folk, okay? I was with Tisia or whatever. Girl, I'm with her. I don't feel comfortable chatting about this with y'all. All right, I don't hear what y'all saying, but girl, I don't need y'all to know everything that I'm doing besides the person that's in there with me. Like, damn. some people are open about that. I'm not. I just feel like, girl, we ain't gotta talk about it all the time. Like, just because you sexual, girl, pull that nigga to the side, call him on the phone, talk about it, girl. I ain't trying to talk about it with y'all. Okay, Carrington, I thought he was going to hit Camille when she was going to Element. What? I'm so sick of them and this love language crap. Girl, yes, giving rester tease with them boots. That whole group conversation was a bit much. It definitely was. Carrington acts like he has mommy issues and takes it out on the other women. I wonder if he does. I wonder. Let's go ahead and move on. So, ladies, Nephew Tommy, they link up with Nephew Tommy because at this time, it's time to eliminate somebody. Who is leaving, honey? Okay, so Aisha ended up getting in a car accident. She freaking out. But Phil, I said, look at Phil. Phil went over to help her. I said, okay, I may have the wrong impression about Phil, honey. I may have the wrong impression about Phil. Okay, so there's that. Camille stuck on Cornelius. Tissia likes Cornelius as well. Carrie, she did too. Talk about how they was on the phone for 3+ hours. Miss Courtney didn't really like that too much. Okay, Sabrina, she's into Walter and Tyrone. Zadia is into Tyrone. Carrie likes Tyrone, but he told her that they don't have a connection. This is when it got messy, okay? Carrie likes Tyrone, but he told her, listen, and this is crazy because he told her that he was into her as well. And then came back around on some F-boy vibes and said, listen, I don't think me and you going to be able to be anything more than what we are, girl. She talked about how it really hurt her feelings. And then here goes Shiloh. Well, I want to add some context to that because he gave me a call afterwards. And what he told me was that he only has the capacity to entertain about 3 women. Okay, that's what he said. And then Karen said, well, girl, if that's what he's saying, then why he didn't tell me that? See, that's the motherfucking problem right there, girl. He should have been calling me. And I agree with Carrie, like he should have been calling her. Okay, he should have told her that. He should have just communicated that to her. But I also feel like he probably didn't want to say that because he didn't want to hurt her feelings. And the way that he said it was the best way he could at the time to like gently let her down. Right. So that's what I think was going on with him. But I definitely understand where Carrie came from and how she felt because on next week's episode, messy. Okay, when he told her, what he said to her, something about, well, I don't think it's ever a right time to just tell you that I like other people better than you. And I said, damn, that came out kind of harsh. Damn, that was rude, but we'll see how that's going to play out. Okay. Shiloh says, no, Carrie. Yeah, Shiloh likes Dante, but you know what? I feel like I could see them connect because I feel like they've been connected from the beginning, but y'all know how that go. People be connected from the beginning, then by the middle of the season, girl, it's dead, it's no more. But she's into Dante. You have Zadia that's into Naeem, girl, very clear about that. Mumin is into Corey, all because Corey changed her tire. And I'm like, Mumin, you're into Corey because he changed her tire, number 1. Number 2, you not making no other connections out here. Why you ain't getting out here trying to get to know the other guys? Okay, so Corey is your default right now. Do you really like him? I don't think that she does. Courtney says that Carrington is a nice guy. Sabrina says she talked to Carrington and told him that he is 12 to 13 years younger than her. And then that's when he snapped at her and told her, well, I don't have time for this. If you can't get over the fact that we have a large age difference, then that's on you. Then we don't need to do it. Who the fuck you talking to? You're right. We don't need to do it. In Carrington's defense, we do not know what was said on that call that made him escalate because how Sabrina told the story, she says that she just brought up the age difference and it escalated from there. But I don't know the additional context to know if Carrington was fully wrong. But if he did do that, indeed, the way that Sabrina said, then baby, we don't need to have any more conversations. We don't. And this right here is confirmation for me that we really don't because you are younger than me. So how I handle situations versus how you handle them is not going to be the same. So you can go ahead and miss me. Okay, goodbye. There's that. So when it came down to them choosing who's going to possibly be eliminated, they ended up giving us 2, right? They ended up giving us 2 guys, and one happened to be Carrington, and the other happened to be Corey. And when this happened, I already knew right out the mother gate what it was going to be. I already knew. I said, watch this. I said, Carrington is going home. They're going to keep Corey. And when I thought about it too, not only do I feel like production is keeping Corey on the show, I also feel like Mumin was the only woman interested in Corey. Nobody else talked about how they were interested in Carrington. So because of that, I felt like, yeah, Carrington, baby, you definitely out the door. Now, When Corey meets with Tissia, Corey wants to get closer to Tissia. Why is he holding on her? She's like, your hand is pretty low. He's telling me, I can go lower if you want me to with your permission. She said, no, you do not have my permission. If she brought that up to you and said your hands are pretty low, what would make you say, I can go lower if you want me to? Nothing about the way she said it or her tone of voice gave you anything to make you think that she would want your hands to go lower. Like, that made no sense. I was like, girl, if y'all don't get Corey ass off this show. Corey learns that the connections haven't been good, okay? And he's unfortunately saved by the bell. So you can thank Munin for that. The ladies lied, okay, and says that they think he is ready for love, but needs to be intentional about his connections. I said, these ladies didn't say this shit. They didn't say that, man. Why are you lying on these people? These people did not say that, girl. They didn't say that, okay? He says, okay, cool. So basically he said, I got a pass to go on the second date. And she thought it was funny because he did it real smooth. And she said, yes, you did get a pass to go on another date. And I was shocked that she didn't turn him down. I was shocked about that. I was expecting more from Miss Tissia, but she gave him a second date. And we just gonna see how that's gonna play out for the both of them. Later on, Carrington meets with Camille. Camille tells him that the ladies aren't crazy about him. Carrington, what I learned is that Carrington has an issue with criticism. He has an issue with constructive criticism. He was like ready to, defend his point, go against whatever the ladies have said. What else did he say? Camille tells him that the ladies think he's calculated. Then he gonna say, I just feel like the ladies can't handle an actual conversation. And what makes you think that you can? You weren't conversating. That's why Carrie didn't like you, bimbo. She didn't like you because you were asking questions interview style. The same thing that you was acting like you didn't like. You were doing the same thing to Carrie, and the questions you asked did not spark any type of conversation. You weren't trying to expound on the things that the lady said, or like, oh, okay, yeah, I hear you. I can experience that if you don't like that because, I've been through X, Y, and Z there. Like, you didn't build on conversation with the questions you were asking. You just hit her with questions. Okay, so he's full of it. Oh, yeah, I wrote in all caps, run all day long. All day long, he was giving me run all day long, okay? Carrington eventually would sit home, and I was like, baby, bye, 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 okay? Like, you can go, because we don't want to see you no more, sir. He's full of shit, and I'm glad Carrington is gone. I thought Carrington was going to be good. He looked smooth, you know what I'm saying? He's not a bad-looking guy, so I'm still going to give him that, even if I don't like how, he operates or shows himself up to the world. But, girl, I was glad he went home. The ladies at the club scene got Carrington thinking he is all that. Yikes. Women always fall for men like Corey, unfortunately. Carrington was giving Ron David from last season. Yeah, that's true. Okay, he surfaced. Carrington has no depth. I wonder if Corey is going to have a redemption arc, because he seems to be hanging in there, girl. Great question. Is he? Is he? He probably will. Oh, yes. On will have a lawsuit of sexual harassment. Keeping Corey on the show is not funny or cute. It's not. And I hope that he doesn't continue on with those vibes of, what was the man, Troy? With those Troy vibes. I pray he stops. I hope this is like a wake up for him. So like cut that out. Like chill out, sir. Let's not. The only thing that saved Corey is that Carrington, you can tell, is here only to find another booty call. Possibly. Let's go ahead and transition, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and move on over to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get into a few things. Okay, please keep in mind that if you guys are here watching the show, it's early, okay, because we will be interviewing Miss Kimmy Scott over on JB's Corners channel today. Okay, 4 or 5 around that time. It depends on your Central Standard Time. 5 o'clock for Eastern Standard, 4 p.m. for Central Standard Time. So that's going to be over there on J Lee's Corner with Ooh Ladies First panel. So please be sure to get into that for your girl. Also, let me see where we are. Okay, let's see where we are. If you're in the video, watching the video, enjoying the video, please be sure to hit the like button for your girl. Okay. Let me check something real quick, y'all. Give me 1 second. So I'll let you guys go ahead. I'll give y'all some time to go ahead and like the video while I'm doing what I'm doing over here. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. Y'all like the video? Thank you so kindly. Okay. Thank you so kindly for being here and liking the video. Okay. Sharing is also caring while you're at it. And please know that I am like 27 subscribers away from hitting 15K. So if you're not subscribed, please do so now. I do appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get into some things. So, Love and Marriage Huntsville. We with Tisha. Tisha still at this therapy session, okay? Still at this therapy session trying to get some clarity, okay? She says that in order for her to defend Marlo, she has to be absolutely certain that what they are saying is a lie. And Dr. Francis is like, well, girl, how do you make sure that's the case? So what's that like? And she says she knows it's a lie because she does her research and asks the person directly and trusts what they're telling her. Well, then that's not real. I don't think that's really knowing that it's a lie. I don't think that's knowing that it's a lie. I mean, you know that what people are saying about them is a lie because you trust what somebody's saying. I mean, I guess, girl, I guess. Anyway, what else? She says that she has never been deceived by him. Okay, so she's not aware of being deceived or anything. When it comes to tension, she says that she tries to adjust to things the way that he wants her to adjust to things. And I'm like, okay. I guess Tisha, all right. So he also tells her that she is Dr. Francis tells her, listen, I'm concerned about the way that you invalidate yourself. Okay. She needs to validate herself more as a person and not just a wife. Right. So there's that. So let's get to Melody and Martell. Because I don't know what to say about Tisha in this situation. Because I do know what to say. I'm gonna say this. I feel like with Tisha in this situation, she's going to therapy, right? To get clarity on some things as far as herself, as far as her marriage. But if you're going to go back to Marlo and talk to him about this and he's going to debunk what the therapist is saying, then it's like, don't even damn go, I guess. Especially if you're going to take to heart and listen to your husband and what he has to say. Just don't fucking go. Okay? So, all right. If that's what you want to do, just don't go. Anyway, so there's that. Let's get to Martell and Melody. They go on this family picnic. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me see what y'all saying over here, girl. Okay. Tisha knows what Marlo has done. Okay. Tisha is deceiving herself by saying Marlo has never deceived her. Girl, bye. I have to agree. I definitely agree with that. Talk about he's never deceived her. Girl, she ain't right. She's deceiving herself. She's a fool in love in my Jennifer Lewis voice. Okay. And Tina Turner voice, girl. You just a fool. You know you in love. Dr. Francis is going to get her on the right path. I would hope so, but I am concerned because I feel like I said, if Marlo is not everything that the doctor tells you, he has something to speak against that. It's gonna make her question the therapy she getting. So it's like, if you're gonna lean so solely on what your husband is telling you, that has really, and you've leaned on everything he said up until this point, and now you're even more stressed out about it, then girl, just stay in your stress village. I love Dr. F. He had Tisha looking crazy. Well, her husband does every day, so I guess it's cool. Yikes. All people say they aren't cheating when they are really cheating. Girl, okay? Marlo keeps making a point to say hiding 2 kids. I don't think the kid or kids are hidden from Tisha. She is codependent and he is narcissistic. That's not love. They both hinder each other from growing because they are each other's crutch. I feel like he's her crutch more than she's his. I feel like he don't lean on her for a damn thing, but for her to think how he thinks. He's been trying to train her for years to get on the same accord mentally as him. Yikes. And I do feel like Tisha may be in a place where she's not living life how she probably may have wanted to or felt like she should have. Girl, dang, it's on the floor. So yeah, there's that. Give me 1 second, y'all. I need to grab something real quick. 1 second. So yeah, guys, that's just how I'm feeling about Miss Tisha and this damn man, Marlo, honey. I don't really got a whole lot else to say aside from the fact that, girl, just stop damn going to therapy. Okay, because you don't want to hear or believe anything that one is saying, girl. You just want to lean on your own understanding and on Marlo's. Yikes. Which really ain't your understanding because it's still Marlo's understanding, but it's that on that, y'all. let me get to Martell and Melody and this whole dinner that they ended up having. Child, I can't take it. Not the dinner, but the family picnic. So it seems like when they linked up, the kids looked so happy. First of all, to see their daddy. They looked so happy. And I was like, oh, it looks like the kids really love this moment of their parents being together. So I was like, this is cute. I like it. Right. So she's doing a practice with the kids that they've gotten from the lady that they've been seeing about their co-parenting and stuff. So the parenting therapist. So they pull these cards, and I guess the cards has questions on them. So the first question was, what is something you like to see differently? So her son, and she's asking this of her son, young Martell, he wants to see them back together so he don't have to cry all the time. And I was like, oh, Slick was like, get back together for them kids. Get back together for them kids, okay? But at the same time, it's like, girl, hell no, because you weren't happy. And he gonna keep doing what the hell he doing anyway. So it's like, girl, for what? Mariah asked her mom, has she ever thought about marrying someone else? And they both was kind of taken back. They was a bit shocked. And Mel says no. And Mariah is excited. And they're like, well, girl, why are you so excited? She said, I'm excited because I don't want to have a step parent. I don't want one at all. Okay. So I was here for it. She don't want a stepmama or a stepdad. And then Martell tells her something like, neither one of us are thinking about anything like that. Should we decide to think about something like that, then, we'll talk to y'all before we make a decision or anything. What else? Her son wants them to start spending more time together. He wants to start spending more time, I guess, with his parents at the same time. That's what it sounded like he was saying. And then the kids want them to slowly get back together because they want their family unit back together. Like, that's all they know. That's what they want. They want to be with their family. So I don't fault the children because this is new for them. They don't understand, it's a whole lot that's going on. So I understand. I get it, right? It's not going to go that way. It would be nice, but it's not going to go that way. Mel asked them where they get that from. Her son says that, I just think of stuff and it just comes out my mouth. I was laughing. I said, these kids are so cute to me. They are too cute. Love it. She said, well, oh, y'all are some good thinkers. I tell you that. You're good. You're a good thinker. Okay. Mariah asked if they have any crushes, right? And then Martell says, y'all got crushes. Like, if y'all want to know, I'll tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to know their name. And he opens up and tells them, like, yeah, y'all are my crushes. And then Boss Baby said, no, he not. Stop lying. No, he not. No. And he was like, you don't think you my crush or whatever? She was like, no, because I saw you. I saw you going into a hotel with her. I did. He was like, you saw me going into a hotel? Yeah, I did. And where was you at? With mommy? I was like, girl, what the fuck? This little girl here, I love this little girl. Okay. She says that she was with her mom at the time, and Martell asked if the little girl saw her on the elevator. Mel says, well, she ain't lying. She not lying. So Martell asks again, and the daughter says, mommy, don't say it. Don't say it, mommy. Don't tell me. Mel said, okay, baby, I won't tell him, baby. That's going to be between me and you. And I'm like, Mel, you messy. You wrong. You know that you wanted to talk, but as soon as that baby gave you out, you was like, I'm not gonna say it. We ain't got to talk about it. But what I think the little girl is referring to, in all honesty, thank you so much for the super chat, Just Ivy 98. I appreciate it. Thank you. So I think the little girl is referring to some images that I saw, of Miss Side Girl and Martell, like on the elevator. She had like video and footage and stuff. So I think that's what the little girl was referring to. I don't think she actually saw them, but I think she probably was with her mama when her mama saw like the video or whatever of them being together. What else happened? Martell asked again. No, I think I said it. No, I told y'all that. Okay, so Martell wants them to be careful what they hear. So she wants to be able to be careful about what the kids hear from her about him or them or whatever, right? So Mel says that they've heard a lot from both of us. And I said, Mel, okay, now listen. You're a liar. Because, and I'm not saying you lying about everything, girl, but you definitely lied. So when y'all got into it back in Vegas in the mountain, and Martell was saying that these kids have heard certain things, and you went over to your other friends and you was like, no, they don't know this, they don't know that, And I told y'all, I said, ain't no way these kids, I said, those kids are smart as fuck. They're very smart. I said, so those children are definitely privy to what's been going on within that marriage, for sure. Okay, so I'm like, girl, for you to sit up there and lie and tell the other girls they didn't know anything about this or know anything about that. Miss Boss Baby, Malia, I think that's her name. She just came and told y'all what was tea. So she was definitely aware of what was going on. So that's that. So, yeah, let's keep going. Well, let me see what you guys are saying. Do y'all remember when Coleslaw said she has been around Mel's kid? I don't remember that. I hope she has not. That's fucked up. Especially if his ass can sit up here and complain about who all has been around his kids and he wants custody or whatever, but you had this bitch around y'all kids without their mother's consent. That ain't cool. That's not cool at all. Those kids definitely know what's going on. They heard y'all fuss, and I said that too, fussing every night, fussing all the time. Mel said that he had the girl around the kid. Oh, Mel said it, bro, I can't deal. I cannot deal. That's crazy, okay? When I think about the outside baby, I think poor little Tink Tink is going to be red-headed stepchild, be a red-headed stepchild. Martell has created a mess. The children always suffer. And they do. And they suffer. Like, you could just hear from their talks, their conversations. Like, I feel so bad for them babies. I was like, get back together for the kids. But that's not healthy. It's not going to make no point, right? It's not going to make a point. Maybe years down the line, once they've both healed, maybe. And if not, the kids would have adjusted by then. Nope. I think Melody was out creeping around and had their daughter with her. Ma'am. Oh, you mean, girl, I was finna say, girl, I was thinking a different way. Girl, I was thinking Mel was creeping around as in messing around. But you're saying you think Mel was snooping, trying to catch Martell in some SHI and had the little girl with her. That's possible, but I'm thinking that she probably saw some images, some video that Miss Girl posted that was circulating last year or earlier this year of them being on the elevator together. So that's what I'm thinking. And Mel probably saw it on social media as everybody else did. And that's what Mariah saw it. But she could have been, snooping. That's team too much. They saw that. It's team too much that they saw that. Child, this is messy. Martell is always projecting. He know he'd effed up having the side around the kids, but wants to dictate who Mel has around the kids. He's a hypocrite. Of course, I think that's messed up. I think that's ultimately fucked up. Okay, how you go sit up there and try and police what she do, but she can't police what you do? That's fucked up, right? So Martell, he wants their sibling to meet. All right, Mel wants that to happen, but she also wants to be there when this happens. Martell says, I feel like it could be too soon. Like, I don't know. So then Martell asks her, like, when should it be done? Like, when should I consider doing it? Like, you had a situation, She said, yeah, I didn't meet my siblings until I was 18. And he was like, well, should I wait till he's 18? Like, I don't know, And she was like, well, your situation is different because yours is public. Yours is all over the place. These kids can get on YouTube. They can get on this and that, and they can hear everything. And I feel differently. I don't think it's because they hear everything, they see everything, they can get on YouTube or whatever. It's like, Mel, let's not try to differentiate the fact that your mom was in this same exact situation, unfortunately, but she was more so on the Aryan side of things. And I don't know if she was privy to that man's family. I don't think her mom knew or whatever, but your mom was the side girl in the situation. So either way, messy is messy. It's not about how much we know about it, how much the public know or not. Those are my thoughts on it. So it's like, girl, don't be trying to differentiate. Okay. But yeah, if you don't know, like, I don't know when's the best time. But Mel could have also said, well, I wish I would have met them sooner. Maybe I would have a better relationship with all of them instead of one or two of them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Mel could have said that. But I also feel like even though Mel has been through this, it's not her job to try and figure out when you think is the best time for your kids to meet your other child. You figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. He says that he wants to do it soon, but still figuring out, you know, when's the best timing or whatever. Everything was going so well. Everything was going so well, y'all. So all y'all Mel stands, listen. I'm not gonna be a team Mel throughout this this whole interaction with her and Martell. So when it comes down to it, everything was going so well. Then Mel asked Martell asked her, so how are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm doing good. And I'm like, see, Mel, we was good. Why did you have to throw that sarcasm extraness right there with your kids back here? And this is another confirmation that y'all do a lot in front of these damn kids. So I was glad that Martell maintained the composure as much as he did, because y'all know he can really do the most, especially when he with the friends. But he didn't do that this time. So I appreciated that. Let me know if you guys still hear me, because I'm about to take this mic off so you guys can still hear me. Can you still hear me? Am I still clear? I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that you can still hear me, okay, loud and clear. So where else was I? So yeah, it was just that confirmation. Okay, perfect. So confirmation that, you know, they do be doing a whole lot in front of the friends. Y'all know Martell can really get there with Mel, but yeah, he could really get there with Mel, but he chose not to do it in this scene. Now, Mel says that he tells her nice. No. Mel goes on to say, oh, I talked to Kris. He said Fletcher, and she was like, yeah, I talked to Kris Fletcher. And he said, okay. He was like, be nice. Be nice. When you're talking to people about us, be nice. And then Mel says that, yeah, he said, we got kids together. Mel said, yeah, we got kids together, but you chose to try and do business with somebody that you just got back friends with, instead of trying to do business with the person that you got kids with. And it's like, well, Mel, would you really have accepted that if Martell would have came to you and said, hey, can we do business together? Would you have really said yes? If he did come to you? Martell says that he doesn't have an issue with her building the acres, right? He said that he didn't think that she was taking it serious, considering the fact that she's out here trying to, you know, heavily pursue her singing career and other avenues. He didn't think that she was taking it serious. So Martell tells Mel that she has her license and stuff, but she's not in construction. And she said, oh, don't try to play me, Martell, because Martell, I've been in business as long as you've been in construction and business, okay? So don't even try and play me like that, Martell. Martell says that he wasn't downplaying anything, okay? He just didn't think that she was really interested. She says, well, ask me. He says, okay. And it's like, see, Mel, you giving us this extra stuff because you know his triggers, as he knows yours, and you were definitely, I feel like, trying to get a reaction out of him. She says that he could have called her. And I'm like, well, Mel, you could have also called him instead of waiting until you linked up with your kids to try and have this conversation with this man in front of it, okay? In front of them. So Martell says that, no, I think that was pretty much it. I just wanted to highlight the fact that I was proud of Martell for like cutting it loose. When he was like, okay. He was like, so you got anything else you want to talk about, Miss Girl? What else you want to sit up here and talk about? Can we talk about something else? Because clearly he wasn't willing to go down that road in front of his kids. And I appreciated that. No matter how much effed up stuff Martell has done, I appreciated in that moment. It was a bigger picture. He came out there for a Zen moment for the most part. And we saw just who the person was that was trying to get these to escalate more than what they were. And I'm sorry. And Mel was out of line. That's what I think. I understand she was upset, but I just felt like she could have called him, just like she said, call me. Let's see. He dogs the out of her to everybody, but want her to praise him to people. Yikes. And we know she wasn't gonna do that. I can't stand I can't stand Mel nor Martell, girl. Martell needs to go study to pass the test and leave. He definitely needs to go study. Because Martell does like to act like he shows up for everybody in so many different ways. And I need him to focus and show up for his damn self. Okay, and go pass this test. Period. I do hope that Mel and him do come to terms and they at least agree to do this together. Y'all started it together and y'all need to finish it together, regardless of what personal stuff y'all got going on.
That's what I think. And do it for the kids. I just feel like don't put no more money in nobody else can pocket around here that don't deserve it. Y'all need to figure it out, and y'all need to be able to separate business from personal, and let's get this done. Period. Girl, I that's what I would be on. Like, I'll study for my builder's test. I want you to be a part of this, Mel. But somebody gonna have to put their ego to the side. And I feel like Mel is okay with putting her ego to the side, to partner with him. But he got to be okay with that too. But then I also wonder, I don't know, because it seems like in the beginning, I don't know if Mel would have been so inclined on doing this. But now that she heard it from Kris, she might, if he came back to her, I would hope that she'd be like, yeah, Martell, we can do this, but it's gonna have to be some guidelines. But we'll see if he gonna really follow him. I don't know. I try to give Mel the benefit of the doubt, but she seems to be the reason the talks always turn into an argument. But now, sure, I can blame her. Martell had a baby on her. Martell needs to be triggered. He needs to be triggered. What you mean? He's trying to tell her not to come in what he perceives to be his lane. She can do a million things if she wants. Okay. Martell full of not doo-doo child. He wanted Kris to present the opportunity to him instead of Mel. Well, it was already his opportunity. It was already Martell's opportunity. It just got snatched away because the developer allegedly did not want to work with Martell and wanted to work with Mel. And I felt like he could have came to both of them and had that conversation though. I'm like, just sit down with both of them and just had a conversation instead of trying to, you know, have two separate conversations, keeping on issues and then turning around, meeting with Martell and Marceau and then telling Mel about that same meeting. And I'm like, that's not what business people do, really. You know, I understand everybody knows each other, but come on now. I don't think I read this one. I'm a Mel fan, but she needs to not be so reactive. That's actually what Martell thrives off of. She needs to learn how to pay him just unless it's about the kids. It's easier and then done though. Oh, it's easier than done though. Yeah, and she kind of got that conversation. She kind of got privy to that towards the end of the episode. I want to see them both get to a better place. I'm gonna be honest. I'm wondering how I'm gonna be able to take next season with them constantly arguing. I feel like it's okay to have their differences in how they see things. I think that's gonna always exist. But when it gets elevated the way that they do, it kind of make you a little tired, right? And I don't want the show to get worn out because it's really a good show. So, but I also feel like the divorce is still fresh. You're right. The divorce is still fresh, and this is a new situation for them. But I think over time, I'm hoping over time that they get better with each other. Definitely hoping that they can get better with each other with how they communicate. He does the. Oh no, I think I read this one. I want them to replace Mel and Martell with another couple. Really, I don't want them to. Please don't. But I do. I would like to see another couple's issues come to the forefront outside of Mel and Martell. I like them being on the show. I do like them being on the show. I just don't like them always arguing the way that they do. I just don't think Martell knows how to separate personal from business. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. We're going to have to see. I feel like some of the stuff we say about Martell could be applied to Mel as well, which probably will be difficult for both of them to even do business together. Because Mel definitely, from the times we've seen the arguments get started, it seems like Mel definitely brings up some triggering things. So it's not just Martell. I feel like it's both of them. Excuse me. Now, granted, had Martell not going out and did what he did, it wouldn't be nothing to talk about. But now, that's where we are. Martell can't do anything without a license anyway, so it would have been Mel's opportunity once they got divorced. When that voice gets high, Mel on bullshit. Ooh, interesting. Never really thought about that. Can't wait for Kimmy interview tonight. Yes, please tune in to Jaylee's Corners channel tonight, you guys. What you mean Tisha and Marceau up next? Don't worry. They business about to fall out the sky. Oh Lord. It's on its way. It's true that both of them are a mess, but at the end of the day, he wronged her. He did wrong her. I mean, that is true. He definitely wronged her. And the divorce is fresh, but I still feel like y'all gonna have to figure this shit out. And I don't think it's gonna be figured out no time this season, but we'll see how it's going to go. Now, as we go into the next season, it's gonna be like, okay, when are we gonna move forward? Because y'all gonna be in each other's lives for the rest of y'all lives. As long as these kids is here, y'all gonna be there. So what are we? Okay, gonna have to move past it. The situation is not real life to me. What couple after a highly contentious divorce would be around one another to this extent? I feel like it's a real life situation because we don't see that, because we don't see them around each other a lot, right? Well, they're both executive producers of this show and they're on this show, so they have to film together. And it may not seem realistic, but this is the realistic part of it because they are forced to be around each other, and this is how they're gonna be acting. Showing their ass. I'm ready for this. I am so ready for this. The next episode with the mothers is going to be a hot mess. I am so ready, and I pray to God that Melody Mamas reads the fuck out of Miss Wanda. Okay? I hope she gets Miss Wanda together and don't be standing up there talking about something. Lady, please. Woman, please. Are you serious, woman? No, ma'am. Okay, get her together accordingly. Don't be shocked and surprised. Get with Miss Wanda, because Miss Wanda can be very messy, honey. But it's the battle of the mothers, and I'm here for it. So let's keep going. Where else am I? Tisha and Marlo. So Marlo fired his uncle, child. Ooh, embarrassing. Fired the uncle. Now remember, they were sitting down talking to the uncle, and the uncle was like, I can't move forward if y'all not doing y'all part. But then Marlo tried to make it seem like it was the uncle's issue. So now he done turned around and fired the uncle, child. Marlo just don't know how to manage or do nothing for real. He like to put it off on other folks, and that's what I'm getting from the uncle and him being fired. So they're working on this Destiny 5K race. And with this Destiny 5K race, it's kind of like you got to put your intentions out there, put your goals out there, and then everybody is racing towards that goal. And I actually think that's a dope idea. I was like, okay, this is cute. I like that. This is nice. Okay. They also have a Tisha and Marlo foundation that they're working on where they give money and stuff away or something like that to entrepreneurs or new businesses or whatever. So I'm like, okay, y'all got a lot of things intertwined together. Okay. Mel and Destiny want to sponsor the race because Miss Tisha reached out. She says she hasn't heard from anybody else, meaning Kimmy and Tiffany and whoever else. So she don't know what's going to happen. She asked Marlo how he feeling. Marlo talks about how he's been feeling disconnected. Okay, Marlo is feeling overwhelmed from all of the projects that he got going on. He says that he, when it comes to the stress that he has, he typically deals with it pretty quickly. But I guess lately he hasn't been dealing with things as quick as he may have wanted to. All right, so the stress is definitely lingering over. She tells him about her meeting with Dr. Francis, and he asked her that, and then he asked her about or brought up the fact that she needs to find out who she is outside of being a mom. Marlo says that some of that is true and some of that is not true. I just didn't understand this whole conversation that Marlo had with her. Marlo says, whatever he told you, I felt like whatever Martell told Tisha didn't really give any clarity because I was so confused by some of the stuff he be saying. Talking about maybe you're a good wife or a great mom, or maybe you're a good real estate developer or a great this. And I'm like, where are we going with this conversation? Can y'all help me? Because I did not understand what Marlo was getting at. He thinks Tisha came out more confused than when she went in. And I'm like, and where the fuck do you think she's at now? Even more confused, because I know the hell that I am. I feel like what Dr. Francis was telling her made sense. Like, identify yourself outside of, your husband and your kids. Like, who the hell is Tisha? So I guess maybe that's what Marlo was trying to let her know. Like, you do know who you are outside of that. You're a good friend. You're a good entrepreneur or whatever. You're a good this. Maybe that's the angle that he was going at when it came to Tisha. But this is what was confusing to me. How can he disagree with Dr. Francis when he just sat up there in Vegas and talked about how it didn't, like, she's not herself anymore. She doesn't have the same self-esteem, or her self-esteem has lowered, or she's more insecure. So how did you not understand what Dr. Francis was saying when you in so many words just said this to everybody else when you was in Vegas? Do y'all see what I'm saying? Like, he makes no sense. Okay, so she tells him how the therapist thinks that she does a lot of protecting when it comes to him. And Marlo says that he is always looked at as a liar, right? And I'm like, well, if you're always looked at as a liar, why not try to prove that you're not a liar? So he says that he brings up the baby rumors and says that people are trying to put a baby on him without proof. He says that his statement ain't gonna never change though. You know, he said whatever he told y'all before is still gonna be the same. And it don't make sense for me. Your statement can still be the same, but just because a person has proof or doesn't have proof doesn't make it not true either. So what? Girl, this man, I'm just tired of Marlo and the way he talks and confuses the conversation and turns it into what he wants it to be and doesn't want to take the advice of the doctor because he leans on his own understanding and feel like what he says is right. Like it makes I'm confused. Tisha, girl, I only watched a piece of this show for probably 5 minutes, bitch. And I am stressed out already. I can imagine how you feel existing with this man as much as you do and having to take care of other affairs as well as y'all children. Girl, you got me, bitch. Girl, I'm confused. Tisha is unbelievably blind. She has, and then when he says that his word ain't never changing, right? When his word ain't never changing, she says, I know, babe. I believe you. I know you're telling the truth. Wait. Oh, girl, I didn't like. I know, babe. I know you're trying to. Whoa, I didn't like it. And this is what he does. He plays mind games on Tisha, and he done played it on the rest of America too. Because I had to rewind this thing probably 3 times to understand where this man was going, and I could not follow him. I was like, 3 strikes, you're out, baby. I don't get it. I don't understand. But y'all explain. So one of y'all understood what he was saying though. One of y'all got it. So let me know. Marlo is using the "it wasn't me" mind games. Did you hear him say telling the truth or a lie? My story ain't changing. What exactly does that mean? Telling the truth or a lie? My story ain't changing. And that's what I'm saying. Just because your story is not changing and you feel as though people don't have proof does not make it not true. And they may not have proof because you may not be willing. And I'm not trying to put a baby on him, but if it is out there, it's probably not true because you're not willing to validate it by going out to get a DNA test to confirm. See, he likes to just allow people to go with their own thoughts and believe whatever they want to believe so that he's not held to task for his actions. And Tisha ain't gonna never hold him to task for his actions. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, but I feel like if Tisha was in this situation though, he would sit up there and make her take a test and stuff. Matter of fact, he may not even need the proof. He'll just leave and be like, girl, I'm out. Whatever you want to do with this house, whatever you want to do what you want to do. Girl, that statement would have had him in the ER immediately. Marlo wants her to be unsure of herself and in a constant state of confusion. That way she will stay stuck. I don't get it. Marlo brushes over the cheating and goes straight to the baby rumors. I don't believe he has side children, but I believe he has a side chick. Okay. I can't deal. She is so stupid. She can't be real at this point. Yes, Jamie, it doesn't make sense. Okay. She has a low self-esteem and he knows it. Right. And he says it. So why would you invalidate what the doctor has already told her? And I feel like he's talking a therapist is good when they understand the goal. Right. But what you're saying is that you're giving me Martell, right? You're giving me Martell, how Martell didn't want to go to a biased therapist. And that's what I'm saying. You make me feel like, Marlo, that you want a therapist that's going to be biased to your opinion because they understand your goal. But when you're doing that, when you're going through therapy, some things are going to come up. Okay, there's going to be some things that's going to come up that you're going to have to address, that you're going to have to face, that may not be uncomfortable, but it's all going to get you, once you address it, to that goal that you're talking about. So what is he saying? Like, he needs her to question Dr. Francis. The biggest threat to his relationship is Tisha building up her self-esteem. Yeah, I feel like the biggest threat is Dr. Francis and helping her out with her mental, for sure. For sure. Getting her to change the way she views things and sees things and how she receives things, right? He doesn't want that part of her triggered. I don't understand. And maybe because he feels like she's going to start awakening more and it's probably going to put more stress on him. and he can't keep her right where she's at. I don't understand. Marceau's goal in life is to confuse Tisha and to keep her clueless. I don't get it. And even if he's not cheating, it's just the way he affects her mindset. For me, that's enough to want to be like, I gotta go, because I don't get this. Especially like, honestly, after a while, Tisha gonna get tired of trying. She gonna get tired of trying. I would hope she do. But I think Tisha also is hung on this idea of, I want to keep my family together because I want to be that image of, you know, stay together and all this other stuff. But I don't know, child. I'm so sick of Tisha. What is it gonna take for this girl to wake up? Yep, she's so damn confused because he is full of ish and degrades her every chance that he can. Like, he's just a confusing human being. But okay. Child, let's move on. Let's get to Tiffany and Louis. They're doing an anniversary event with everyone else, right? So they're doing this event. Give me 1 second, y'all. Remember, he didn't even want her leaving the house. He didn't. At one point, he didn't. She wanted to get on her meal tip, and he didn't want that, because when she starts to wake up, it's going to affect his life and what he got going on. And he already stressed out and depressed and stuff. So he doesn't want her to awaken, because it's going to affect him even more. Tiffany and Louis. So they're doing an anniversary event with everyone else. So the Scotts ended up winning when they, you know, was playing the ball and stuff around the field. Clearly the Scotts won. Destiny arrives late because she said baseball is not her motherfucking thing. Okay. Afterwards, everyone is sitting around and Destiny makes a joke about the race being named after her. So then Maurice says, everything isn't about you, Destiny. And then that's when Miss Tiffany says, no, that's Martell. I was like, oh, not you talking about Martell. Make everything about him, girl. That's shady. All right. So then Martell says that, no. Mel ended up bringing up how their anniversary would have been on the 13th. And it would have been 13 years for them or something like that. So then Martell says that he divorced Mel and she didn't divorce him. I was like, how this happened? So this is what he used as the excuse, y'all. He gonna say that just like Kanye and Kim Kardashian. Kanye told Kim he wanted a divorce, so he gave her time and space to go and file the divorce so that she could save face, okay, to the people, as though she was the one that was filing the divorce. So that's what he said, right? But I'm like, I'm sure both of y'all have thrown the divorce word out there to each other multiple times, okay? Multiple times. But I guess, all right? So he goes into so Mel wanted to know, like, can we run that back? You want to run that back for me again? Like, let's talk about it. Like, run that back. And so he tells her that he goes in detail about wanting a divorce. And then shortly after saying that, Mel didn't like what he said. So she decided to ride off into the sunset and go like downtown or go to the South, wherever in Alabama, right? And he says that after that, Mel blasted on social media that she was the one that was filing for a divorce. And Mel acted like she couldn't remember when all of this took place. So I don't know if Martell was 100% lying. I want to think that he is. But the fact that Mel, like he said, you remember everything else, but you don't remember that, I was like, ooh. Okay. Mel and Martell start arguing like children on somebody else's anniversary. Up there arguing, child. I can't take it. I do agree with Mel because he does act like he didn't want a divorce. She was like, does this look like the person that would want a divorce? Like all of his actions. I agree. I was like, girl, I believe you right on that. Yeah, I think that he I don't think he wanted that divorce. But I think both of y'all may have said some things to each other about the divorce. It don't matter who said it don't matter who said or filed. You're divorced, period. End of story. What's going on, Sabrina? What's up? Okay, anniversaries are Mel until Martell's trigger. Girl, hilarious. Clearly they are. Clearly they are, because they reminisce on where they are supposed to be and where they could be in this time. That is just too funny to me. Martell and Mel need to have divorce sex at this point. Nobody cares who did what first. It is over now. Move forward, please, okay? And I want them to rub one out just like real quick. But I wouldn't be surprised if they have rubbed it out. I wouldn't be surprised if they probably have rubbed it out, honey. And then Mel probably be on her grown girl stuff and be like, yeah, we rubbed it out, but you can go. You can leave. You can go ahead and head out. Bye. Thanks. Bye. I got what I needed. Okay, go ahead and go on. But this time I'll make sure that I'm not going to have another child by you. Hello? So there's that. It don't matter. Oh no, I think I read that one. In the meantime, she has a secret account stacking up his money for her exit. Woo! Help me. That was too funny when he gave Mel that read. Like, girl, you remember everything else. I was like, oh, he got you on that one. I think if they had sex again, Martell would be even worse. You think so? He probably would have told us. He probably would have, you know, put it out there that they did. They both said it, and now they're divorced. Martell just didn't think Mel would ever leave. I believe he probably didn't. I believe he didn't expect her to walk away. So where are we? Mel, where are we? Mel says that she wants her and Martell. So hold on one second. Let me go back. Martell still thinks that she's trying to save face, but I think Mel was always, like I said, considering divorce. Lewis is trying to tell Martell to stop responding to everything. Everything does not deserve a response. Like, chill out. Martell says no because I don't like the double standard that's going on. Right? Tiffany tells them to chill out and continue to work on them separately. Like, y'all need to individually work on yourselves. Now, Mel says that she wants her and Martell to be in a good place, and that she wants her and Martell, she wants her and Martell to pretty much be in a good place. And I said, Mel, no, you do not. You don't. Sorry. I don't think that Mel wants her and Martell to be in a good place. I think she enjoys arguing and whatever else they got going on. You know, because even in the slightest, how you doing? I'm doing good. It's like, girl, we didn't even just say I'm fine. Like, you know, so I think that she definitely enjoys the arguments that take place between the both of them. What else happened? Destiny hops into the conversation when Martell tried to bring up some stuff. Destiny hopped in the conversation and said, well, that's old or whatever. He was like, be quiet, Destiny. Just say, you don't tell me to be quiet. You can sit up here and do all this talking about, I can't do no talking about, girl, you know. And I was kind of like, Destiny, shut up. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I kind of wanted Destiny to just like sit there like everybody else. Now, granted, when Lewis and Tiffany hopped into the conversation, they were trying to give some constructive criticism, you know, about them. But Destiny, of course, she's team male, so she hops into the conversation like, but that's old though, Martell. And he's like, Destiny, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like, let me keep doing it. Now, granted, I do kind of feel like with Destiny hopping into the conversation, it was kind of like, yeah, I mean, because Tiffany and Lewis hopped into the conversation. But at the same time, I wanted Destiny to shut up, because it's like, Destiny, you the main person that don't like when Mel jumps into a conversation when it comes to a person you don't like Tiffany. You don't like that. But then you can hop into the conversation on behalf of Mel and be on behalf of Destiny, Tisha. So just sit there and be quiet. It ain't got nothing to do with you. So I would just be quiet. You know, I ain't really like that. But it was what it was. I mean, maybe she just got triggered when he told her to be quiet. And she was like, you ain't finna talk to me like that. You was talking to Mel like that, but you ain't finna talk to me. So I guess, honey. Okay, y'all tell me y'all thoughts about that. Y'all probably was okay with it. I was a little irritated. Lewis, he gets the guys to go outside, okay? He separate the guys from the ladies. Like, we finna part ways because y'all doing a whole lot of, okay? Just Ivy says Lewis was on point, okay? Somebody says I want Destiny to stop going to bat for Mel because Mel is not for her. Okay, so there's that. Destiny face though, hilarious. Destiny's ex and Martell are besties too, so she low-key projects when she hops in. Destiny always goes to Mel's defense in these situations. I want her to be quiet. Mel should just let him talk. Lewis definitely was speaking facts though. Ain't nobody want to hear Lewis and Tiffany talk. Martell and Destiny act like they a couple too. Ooh, embarrassing. Jamie, I'm with you. Destiny, shut up. Okay, period. Just be quiet. Just sit there and observe like everybody else was doing, which made them look so awkward. Y'all up here arguing and stuff. I'm like, girl, y'all look. Go home and okay, go home, because clearly y'all ain't got everything out. Go ahead and rub it out real quick, girl, and we'll see y'all in a few minutes. So Lewis decided to, you know, separate is what we gotta do. So he separate them, and Martell talks about how he still has triggers. Okay, they both do. Lewis want him to leave some stuff in the past. Okay, Martell wants everybody to be held accountable because he feels like, nah, it's not fair. It's not fair that I get to be held accountable, but not her. And then Maurice said, honey, I know that's what you want, dear. But it's likely to not happen. Okay, it's likely to not happen at all. So you just got to be okay with the fact that that person may not be held accountable, because you honestly have to be responsible for your own actions. Okay, so sometimes you need to just let some go too. right? So then Kimmy tells Mel that they need to get to a place where they have where they're at middle ground, basically. Stop inviting both of them to the events, honey. So so Kimmy tells her that they need to get to the middle ground of things where they can communicate and it not go so far, because she said it feels like it's being a constant thing at this point. It's constant between the both of them. And Mel says that it's triggers and she doesn't like to be lied on, right? So then Destiny tells her that when you know your triggers, based on her going to therapy and what she's learning, she says you have to be in control of it. And then Mel says, okay, so you want me to just walk out when he started lying? Is that what you're saying? You want me to walk out when he starts lying? And Destiny says, well, you can do that. You can do that. But then she goes on to tell her that you can give him absolutely nothing when he starts to go off. Just don't say anything at all. Just let it be what it is, right? So that's pretty much that. And I agree, but Mel's not gonna follow through with that. The same, and she not, because it's funny, because the same advice that Martell has been getting all season about how he responds to Mel is now applying to Mel and how she should respond, because I think everybody else is starting to see that, it's not just Martell, it's Mel too, and Mel starts things as well, right? Like, I do feel like that was messy for Mel to bring up when Tiffany started talking about their anniversary or whatever, and Tiffany said, oh, that's usually Martell. Mel says, well, you know what? It's our anniversary. It would have been our anniversary on the 23rd or the 13th. And it would have been 13 years for us. So he's probably sitting here with a lot on his mind. It's like, Mel, did you have to say that? You ain't have to say that. But you knew you were already feeling away and you wanted to trigger him so that he could too feel away as well. That's what I was getting, because you ain't have to mention this at all, girl. You didn't have to do that. But that's just what I'm thinking. So now she's saying that both of y'all are the problem. It's not just one. It's not just the other. So Martell saying that he wants both of them to be held accountable. I agree with him on that. Okay? Mel isn't always right all of the time. She's just not. No matter how much we want to fault him for cheating on her, having a baby on her, well, she got her revenge. Child, she divorced the man, okay? She's divorced. So how long we gonna do this? Are we gonna do this until the next season? Okay. Yeah. So Tisha pops up, and y'all, this kind of was weird for me too when Tisha ended up coming back. Mel, should I leave? And for me, it was clear she meant she couldn't because of their contract. I don't think they are around each other that much outside of the show. That's why they argue. I also think that sometimes Mel feels the need, because they aren't always around each other, I feel like she feels the need to bring up some stuff on camera, right? She feels the need to address a lot of stuff, whereas she could also call him too. Because I feel like they talk on the phone. I think sometimes they're cordial through phone and through text message. I do think because they have so much history with each other all the way back to college, despite the fact that he has cheated, I think they have moments where they may chuckle and laugh about some stuff as well. So because of that, she could bring some of that stuff up at a later time, or while she's on the phone with him, versus doing it, when she gets with everybody else, i.e. with the situation with the kids. The group witnesses this all the time and then actually thinks it would be a great idea that they get back together. And that's funny, because I have that as a question for tonight, because I want to know Kimmy's thoughts. Like, you said that you want to see them get back together at the Vegas trip, right? But you want them to get back together, but they always argue. So do y'all still feel that way? What kind of shit is that? I don't want Destiny saying anything. I want to know about her divorce. Girl. Yeah, let's get into your therapy sessions, Miss Ma'am. Miss Ma'am, Carlos, come to the front. Paige and Carlos King. Carlos, please come to the front. Okay, we would like to know, why is it that Destiny gets to be on the show going into yet another season and she not be able to share just as much as everybody else? Because at some point, people are going to get tired of seeing Mel and Martell drama. We want to know more about Miss Destiny. So if she do that in one sitting, okay, then fine. But we want to know more about that, okay? Yes, thank you so much, Miss B. You guys, please be sure to like the video while you all are in here. I highly appreciate you guys. We are about 20 subscribers away from hitting 15K. So please be sure to subscribe if you are not already. Thank you all so much. We really appreciate you all. All 400 of y'all, what's up? Okay. It will be so messy if they bring Destiny's ex-husband for them. That would be so messy. And you know, I don't think he's going to do it. He's been on the show before, and then he kind of hid behind the scenes. So I don't know if he's going to return. I feel like he probably won't. I feel like he probably won't. I want to know about her mom, too. She comes off emotional avoidance. Possibly. Somebody highlighted on one of my comments the other day, and they were talking about how Destiny's story didn't necessarily make sense because she said that she was brought up by her dad. I'm sorry, she was brought up in foster homes and foster care and all of that, but then at the same time said that her dad was really hard on her as she was a child. So I want to know more about that. Like, how was your dad hard on you when you were a child, but you didn't even grow up with your dad? You grew up with someone else. So were you meaning like once you got to college or whatever, why would your dad be hard on you and not take you in, you know, to live with him or take care of you or anything? So I feel like Destiny does have a story. And as you can see with Destiny's story, Tiffany could relate in a sense, right? Because she's been through her own thing. So I feel like there's a lot of power in Destiny's story if she just comes out and open up and want to share, and it's going to make people want to connect with her more and they're going to like her. Right? Because Destiny's not a bad person, right? I've enjoyed her on the show, but I think it just gets aggy to see her talk so much about other people's stuff and not enough of her own. So that's that. But let's get into Tisha, because Tisha ended up popping up, y'all, and I was like, ooh, this is a little awkward. Okay, so Tisha brings up that she hasn't heard back from Kimmy and Tiffany, right? Kimmy didn't, so she texted the ladies, okay? She wanted them to be a part of her Destiny 5K race, but not just as participants, but as sponsors. So when this message went out, Kimmy felt the way, because Kimmy felt like she should not have been in a text group with these two ladies, right? She's like, no, I shouldn't be. You know how we operate when it comes to me and you. Why would you include me in a text group with ladies that you don't necessarily talk to on a regular basis? You would include me in that. No, ma'am, don't do that. So she didn't like it. Tisha says that she was asking about sponsorships though, and Kimmy says that she just doesn't like that she should have been in that group. She don't feel like she should have been in that group. She says she thought that being a sponsor was by intent, meaning that from what I understood from it, I'm gonna sponsor this anyway because that's what me and my husband always do. So why would you add me in a group text and ask me if I would want to be a sponsor when you know that's a given and that's something I'm gonna do, because when have I not done it? Right? So then she expected Tisha to know they were going that they were, hold on, what did I write? Oh, she expected Tisha to just know that that's what she was going to do. And the fact that Tisha tried to act like she didn't know says a lot about where they are in their friendship right now. Okay, so then Tisha says that she never thought that it was an issue, I guess, like to text Kimmy, right? Because I mean, I ain't gonna lie, initially I'm like, I don't think it's an issue either. Like, what's the issue? And I think Kimmy is just comparing how she is now to how they've always operated, for real. So Kimmy says that it just wasn't her preference. Okay, Tisha asked why didn't she call her, and then Kimmy asked why didn't you call me about the event like you always do? You always call me about the event. Tisha says that she didn't know it was a problem. Kimmy looks like she doesn't like the change of the relationship, right? The relationship is changing, and Kimmy's not a fan of how it's changing. Especially after they've already talked things out at the celebration party or something. So they were supposed to be on a better accord. So I guess she expected her and Tisha to go back to how they were, but that's just not what it is. Okay. Tisha tells her, well, girl, listen, I'm treating everybody how they treat me. Period. Girl, that's what I'm doing. So if you don't like it, that's on you, because that's how I'm rocking. Kimmy says that she isn't a big caller, and the only time it becomes a problem is when Tisha has a problem with her. Kimmy brings up Tisha always calls, but she always calls her, but now things have changed. And Tisha lets her know that friendships aren't one-sided. And Kimmy says she agrees, but understand this, I'm not a big caller. Now, I do feel like that's an excuse, Kimmy, because if you felt the way, you also could have called Tisha as well, and you could have talked to her. I feel like stop using the excuse of I'm not a big caller. But if you're feeling away, you should be able to call, right? If you're feeling a way about something, you're going to call somebody. So I feel like just call her if you're feeling a way about it, right? Tisha says, well, aren't you a big planner? Now, see, Tisha, this is where things went left, okay? Because I was understanding a little bit where you was coming from, but things went left for you. See, Tisha, you always do this. You kind of like a Martell. People be following you. We be following you. We be hearing what you saying, and then you always go left, and they be like, girl, I can't. I'm off the train because I don't follow you with this. Okay. So Tisha says that, well, you're a big planner though, right? Because you've been planning things and not inviting me. And then Kimmy is asking, what have I planned, Tisha? What have I planned? And then Tisha like, I don't know. I guess I'm naked. So Mel jumps in the combo and Tisha says, yeah, but it's here. I'm talking to her. I'm talking to her. And then Tiffany jumps in the conversation. She said, well, maybe it was an event to you, but not an event to her. Like I said, here. This is small time. I was like, oh, not Tisha trying to check people. If you had a little bit of that when it came to your husband, just a little bit of that when it came to your husband, girl, okay? Just a little bit, because she was like, I'm here with it, right? But this a AB. We right here with it. I'm like, girl, I wish you would do that to your husband, though. Okay, so Kimmy's like, girl, what have I planned? Tisha, I don't know. Okay, that's when Mel and Tiffany jumped in. Tisha says, if you don't want to admit it, then I'm not gonna say anything either, girl. I just want to speak on it, girl. I'm not gonna say anything. Tisha says, Tisha, she's not gonna tell nobody, basically. So whatever the issue is with Kimmy inviting this, having people at events and not inviting her, she's not gonna pinpoint a particular event or anything, which I think was kind of crazy. I feel like at this point, neither one of y'all want the friendship. And this is where Kimmy is like, girl, see, this is where things, girl, this is where you stress my brain and the vessels inside of it, girl. This is where you stress it because you bring up stuff, but then you don't want to continue to speak on it so that we can address it. Like, that's a problem for me. So I wish that she would have, opened up her mouth and really address what the issue was at that time if you feel like she left you out. So with that being said, that says where Kimmy was feeling originally, Kimmy was right in how she was feeling for Tisha to include her in a text, because Tisha followed up the conversation with, you don't invite me to stuff, you don't do X, Y, and Z. I be calling you and I be like, damn, they don't never call me. She don't never call me. She don't never reach out, whatever. So that confirms how Kimmy was feeling, because Tisha has now changed how she operates with Kimmy, because she has an issue with Kimmy, and Kimmy not stupid. So Kimmy is pinpointing that. She's noticing that, like, okay, I see how you're moving because you have an issue. But if you're not going to call me about the issue, I'm not going to call you about the issue, and I'm going to let you continue to have an issue. And that's why I did not respond to your message. So I feel like now, as I'm looking at this, Miss Kimmy was right in how she was feeling. Tisha was being funny. She was being funny acting, and then expecting somebody to donate to your thing. But Kimmy was gonna do that anyway, because that's just how she is. Okay, they was gonna donate anyway. Okay, somebody saying I don't like group text either. Ooh. So why didn't Tisha call her about not being invited to the events? Good question. Why didn't she call her? Because Tisha's passive. And I don't think Kimmy's passive, and I think that she just doesn't want to get into arguments. In addition, I think sometimes Tisha's self-esteem is so affected in how she views herself and how she views situations that I think she creates her own scenarios in her own head, and she rides off that, and she never considers the possibility that it could be something different than what she thinks. She just rides off of that. And what I also don't like is when your husband tell you something and it's like, oh, I'm not cheating, or oh, I'm not doing this. It's like, I know you're not, babe. And it's like, you just go along with it. Then why, when Kimmy comes to you and she tells you, I'm not planning events, you just sit up there and you just don't believe her? Why you don't take her word for what it is? And then if you have proof, then speak on that. Then speak on the proof that you do have. I don't understand. Kimmy wouldn't have brought it up because I don't think it was that much of an issue. She had more issue with being called out by Tisha constantly, especially in front of the ladies. Okay, Tisha lost me with the deflection. All right, Kimmy and Tisha are not on the same level mentally. All right, somebody says Kimmy started it though. Okay, I wish Tisha had that energy for Marlo, the person that disrespects her the most. Girl, I'm gonna start reading these comments like news commentators. Women like Tisha always have some smoke for females and never give that same energy to their no good ass nigga. All right. Tisha is holding on to that conversation for a later date. Tisha acts slow like Wanda, just saying empty words. Girl, not the empty words. Tisha so passive with the wrong people. Wrong role, Tisha. Wrong role. Mel was enjoying the conflict between Kimmy and Tisha. It seemed like she was. She was enjoying it. Okay? She was enjoying it, just watching this, girl. Tisha looked like a little girl when she tried to gaslight Kimmy. She is not good at what her husband does to her. Girl, that is messy, honey. And because Kimmy is so direct that she asked enough questions to get the real reason why Tisha sent that text. Girl, did she get the real reason? Yikes, honey. I don't know what else to say about it. It was a decent episode, though. But yeah, so that's all I got, guys. I think I've been on here for about 2 hours now, and I've given you guys reviews for Ready to Love as well as Love and Marriage Huntsville. Please do not forget that we will be interviewing Miss Kimmy tonight, okay, on Jaylee's Corners channel, okay? So y'all be sure to come back, check us out, and get into that interview with Miss RHOA, okay? So y'all make sure y'all come right on back. Let me see what else y'all are saying. Mel seems to always have the smirk on her face when somebody is arguing. I think she probably does that, and I don't know. I mean, it could be that she like really enjoys it, or it could be that finally somebody else arguing, and I don't have to do the most in scenes to get me, you know what I'm saying, to make some type of TV, because me and Martell out here going at it. I wonder. I could be wrong, but I'm just wondering. Can't wait to see y'all later on the Ooh Ladies First panel with the guest star Kimmy. Yes, get into it. Voice text said old lady instead of, no, I know what you meant. I know what you meant, okay? I know what you meant. I was glad when Tisha shut down Mel and Tiffany. They are always inserting themselves. I could understand that. I was shocked. I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked to see her do the most. I was like, whoop. Not her saying, yeah, I'm talking. Oh, girl, she did the Blue Ivy. Remember Blue Ivy was sitting next to Beyonce? And everybody was clapping. Blue Ivy said, okay, that's what Tisha did. Tisha like, baby, just, I got this, okay? So we want to see her have that all the way around, all right? But that's all I got, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'm going to catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye.